On Thursday, it was announced that U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo would return to Pyongyang to continue denuclearization talks. Then, just a day later, U.S. President Donald Trump canceled the trip, tweeting this, quote, "I have asked Secretary of State Mike Pompeo not to go to North Korea at this time because I feel we are not making sufficient progress with respect to the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula." And Trump put some of the blame on China, adding this, quote, "Additionally, because of our much tougher trading stance with China, I do not believe they are helping with the process of denuclearization as they once were, despite the UN sanctions which are in place." Beijing rejects this, saying China is committed to achieving denuclearization on the Korean Peninsula through dialogue and diplomacy, and asserts that China has always adhered to UN sanctions. On Saturday, Lu Kang, China's foreign ministry spokesperson, said this, quote, "The key for all relevant parties at this moment is to stick to the direction of seeking a political settlement, actively engage in contacts and talks, accommodate each other's legitimate concerns, and demonstrate more sincerity and flexibility rather than flip-flopping and shifting blame to others." Since the Singapore summit back in June, President Trump has said he believes the DPRK has been working towards denuclearization. But on Monday, the International Atomic Energy Agency released a report saying it has not found evidence the DPRK has stopped its nuclear activities, calling the situation a cause for, quote, "grave concern." The agency has not been permitted into the DPRK to investigate the country's nuclear facilities and has been forced to rely on satellite imagery to determine if nuclear facilities remain operational. Meanwhile, in Seoul, the ROK Foreign Ministry says it expects China to continue to play a, quote, "constructive role in the denuclearization effort," and says it is unfortunate that Secretary Pompeo's trip has been canceled, but that the ROK takes a longer-term view and remains committed to the negotiations process. In September, ROK President Moon Jae-in will travel to Pyongyang to meet with the DPRK leader Kim Jong-un. It will be the third time this year the two leaders have met. Jim Spellman, CGTN, Washington.